The world watches you bleed and calls it entertainment. It cheers your triumphs but forgets your trenches. No one rides in to save you when the night is darkest. You either forge your own dawn or drown in the shadows. Welcome to Sigma Male Community, where we sculpt unbreakable men who thrive in the crucible of truth. This is not a channel for dreamers waiting for rescue. It's a forge for those who've learned the brutal reality. Your survival, your success, your legacy, they're yours to carve alone. Today we're diving into the raw, unfiltered truth that defines the Sigma mindset. No one is coming to save you. Through vivid stories, hard-earned wisdom, and the lens of stoic resilience, we'll arm you with the tools to stand tall, unyielding, and unstoppable. Let's ignite that fire within and build a fortress no storm can shatter. 1. Your success is an open buffet for hidden hungry eyes. Picture yourself clawing through the mud, every step a battle against despair with no one to pull you up. You fought, bled, and rebuilt yourself in silence, and now you stand on the mountaintop. Suddenly the crowd appears, clapping, smiling, claiming they always knew you'd make it. These are the scavengers of success, drawn not by loyalty but by the scent of your victory. Stoicism teaches us to see this for what it is, human nature, not personal betrayal. The Sigma male doesn't waste energy resenting the opportunists. He sharpens his discernment, guarding his hard-won feast with cold precision. These latecomers weren't there when your hands were raw from digging your own escape. They didn't share the weight of your darkest nights or the doubts that gnawed at your resolve. Their applause is a transaction. They seek proximity to your power, a chance to bask in your glow without paying the price you did. A true ally doesn't wait for the victory parade. They're the ones who stood watch when failure loomed like a storm cloud, offering silent strength without expectation. The Sigma mindset, rooted in stoic clarity, demands you protect your light from those who only show up for the shine. Like a predator scanning the horizon, you learn to spot the moths disguised as fireflies, those who flutter close not to share warmth but to consume it. This isn't paranoia, it's survival. You've built your empire brick by bloody brick, and you owe no one a seat at your table. Guard your glow fiercely. Let the stoic principle of self-reliance guide you. Your success is yours to defend, not a buffet for the undeserving. The Sigma male knows the cost of his ascent and refuses to let it be plundered by those who only arrive when the banquet is served. Stay vigilant, stay sovereign, and let your strength silence the whispers of the hungry. 2. Pity is the subtle stench of condescension masquerading as care. Imagine a moment of vulnerability, your guard down, your struggle exposed. Someone leans in, their voice dripping with sympathy, their eyes soft with, "Poor you." It feels warm for a fleeting second, but then you catch it. The faint smirk of superiority, the subtle thrill of seeing you diminished. Stoicism cuts through this fog, revealing pity for what it is, not care but a power play dressed in velvet gloves. The Sigma male recoils from this trap, refusing to be recast as a victim in someone else's story. Pity is a thief, stealing your agency and rewriting you as fragile. It's not about connection, it's about elevation where the pitier needs your pain to feel taller. The Sigma, grounded in stoic self-mastery, sees this as a downgrade he cannot afford. He buries his wounds not out of shame but as a strategic act, knowing that exposing them invites others to define him by his cracks rather than his steel. True respect is forged in the arena of equals, not handed out from the lofty perch of condescension. The Sigma male doesn't seek to be understood through tearful confessions. He commands respect through his actions, his resilience, his refusal to bend under the weight of life's blows. Stoicism fuels this defiance, urging him to rise above the narrative of weakness others try to impose. Reject the pitying gaze with the cold certainty of a man who knows his worth. The Sigma male, anchored in rational self-control, doesn't need validation from those who only offer it to feel superior. He builds his own pedestal not by stepping on others but by mastering himself. Stand tall, unshaken, and let your strength silence the whispers of those who dare to look down. 3. The loudest heroes are often your quietest undoing. You're sinking, the water rising fast, and there they are, the self-proclaimed saviors, swooping in with grand gestures and louder promises. Their help feels like a lifeline, but soon you see the script. Every favor is a performance, every rescue a stage for their ego. Stoicism sharpens your gaze, revealing their heroism as a calculated act, designed not to lift you but to chain you to their narrative. The Sigma male trusts his instincts, sensing the trap before the applause begins. These heroes don't save, they stage. Their aid comes with a spotlight, a script where they're the star and you're the grateful prop. The moment you accept, you're cast in their drama, owing them a debt they'll collect with interest. After all I've done for you becomes their weapon, a subtle shackle disguised as gratitude. The Sigma, with stoic foresight, sidesteps this snare, choosing the harder path over the illusion of easy rescue. True strength isn't borrowed from the hands of those who demand applause. The Sigma male builds his own ladder, even if it means clawing through stone with bleeding fingers. Stoicism teaches him to value independence over indebtedness, to see every offered hand as a potential leash. He'd rather face the storm alone than trade his freedom for a savior's fleeting spotlight. Break free from the myth of the hero. The Sigma male, rooted in stoic resilience, knows that real salvation lies within, built through relentless effort, not bartered for with loyalty to another's ego. Trust your own grit, carve your own path, and let the so-called heroes perform for someone else's audience. Your story is yours to write. For empathy is a language you decode, not a gift you expect. You share a sliver of your struggle, hoping for understanding, but the response feels rehearsed. A nod, a sigh, a platitude that rings hollow. Stoicism arms the Sigma male with a piercing clarity. Most empathy is performance, a mask worn for social credit or subtle leverage. He becomes a master decoder, reading the flickers of intent behind every word, every glance, to separate genuine connection from strategic probing. The world's sympathy is often a stage, a cheap ticket to watch your storm unfold. Those who offer it may not seek to help but to gather data, your weaknesses, your triggers, your soft spots. The Sigma, with stoic emotional control, guards his vulnerabilities like a fortress, knowing that exposing them to the wrong eyes is like handing a map to an invader. Trust is not a gift, it's a contract earned through consistent action, not empty words. This isn't about closing off connection, it's about strategic defense. The Sigma male hones his emotional intelligence into a weapon, analyzing tone, timing, and intent like a chess grandmaster. He doesn't expect empathy to fall from the sky. He demands it be proven, move by move, in the quiet reliability of those who show up without fanfare. Stoicism fuels this vigilance, keeping his heart open but his defenses ironclad. Master the language of empathy but never beg for it. The Sigma male, guided by stoic rationality, navigates the world's feigned concern with precision, building alliances only with those who prove their worth. Stay sharp, stay sovereign, and let your discernment be the shield that keeps manipulators at bay. 5. The strong facade cracks under real pressure, every single time. You've seen them, the loud leaders, the charismatic mentors, the unshakable pillars who crumble when the fire comes. Their titles, their bravado, their polished masks, all reduced to ash in the face of real adversity. Stoicism strips away the illusion, teaching the Sigma male to trust only what's proven in the crucible, not what's proclaimed in the spotlight. He carries the scars of betrayal from those he once leaned on, now wiser for it. The collapse of these strong figures isn't a surprise, it's a pattern. The Sigma male has watched protectors turn predator, allies vanish when the cost of loyalty rose, and heroes reveal their feet of clay. This isn't bitterness, it's evidence catalogued with stoic detachment. He knows that true strength isn't in the loudest voice or the shiniest armor but in the quiet endurance of those who weather the storm without breaking. Titles are costumes, charisma is smoke, and promises are often air. The Sigma male builds his foundation within, refusing to outsource his stability to anyone else's facade. Stoicism fuels this self-reliance, urging him to test every pillar before leaning on it, to trust only what he's forged himself. He knows the strongest-looking structures often hide the deepest flaws. Stop worshipping the mirage of strength. The Sigma male, anchored in stoic resilience, constructs his own unyielding core, brick by tested brick. He doesn't need the world's pillars. He is the pillar, standing firm where others falter. Trust your own steel and let the cracks of others be a lesson, not a loss. The moment of truth. Are you still waiting for the cavalry? Look at the screen. Right now. That flicker of hope that someone will finally understand, finally step in? Crush it. Sigma male community isn't here to cradle your delusions. It's here to forge your reality. You felt the void where help should be, the chilling silence of a world that doesn't care. That emptiness isn't your failure, it's your forge. Stop scanning the horizon for rescuers who live only in fairy tales. The power you seek isn't coming to you, it's clawing its way out from you. This is your call: become the storm or drown in the quiet desperation of waiting. Your move. 6. Attention is a spotlight, not a shield, and it burns. The world's eyes are always on you, watching, judging, waiting for your next move. But their gaze isn't protection, it's exposure, a spotlight that burns hotter than it warms. Stoicism teaches the Sigma male to see through the illusion of validation, to recognize that attention is often curiosity or envy, not allegiance. He knows the sting of being watched and collapse, only to hear silence where support should be. That spotlight is a trap, luring you to chase applause like a drug. The crowd cheers when you soar but scatters when you fall, leaving you to bleed under the same light they once praised. The Sigma male rejects this addiction, choosing the focused dark over fleeting fame. Stoic self-mastery guides him to build in silence, where his work thrives free from the weight of others' expectations. True support isn't found in the roar of spectators but in the quiet actions of those who stand by you unseen. The Sigma male values the stealth operators, the rare few who act without needing a stage, over the noise merchants who thrive on your spotlight. Stoicism sharpens this discernment, keeping him grounded in what's real, not what's loud. Step out of the burning light. The Sigma male, rooted in stoic clarity, knows his power grows in the shadows, where focus and resilience forge unbreakable strength. Don't chase the crowd's fleeting gaze, build a legacy that endures beyond their fickle cheers. Stay hidden, stay unstoppable. 7. Suffering is your solo crucible, ownership is your only weapon. Your pain is yours alone, no one will carry it, no one will claim it. This truth isn't a wound, it's a liberation. Stoicism arms the Sigma male with the clarity to stop seeking sympathy and start wielding ownership. He doesn't parade his suffering for discounts on responsibility. He straps it on like armor and charges forward, knowing hardship is the forge where his soul is tempered. The world doesn't owe you understanding, and chasing it is a fool's errand. The Sigma male refuses to play the victim, knowing that sympathy is a cage that traps the weak in cycles of blame and excuses. Stoic resilience drives him to own every scar, every failure, every moment of despair, not as shame but as raw material for his ascent. He builds from ruin, not resentment. Others waste their lives searching for shoulders to cry on or scapegoats to blame. The Sigma male builds shoulders strong enough to carry double, fixing his wounds with precision and recalibrating without fanfare. Stoicism fuels this relentless accountability, turning pain into power, not a plea for pity. His strength is solitary, forged in the fire of his own making. Own your suffering like a warrior. The Sigma male, guided by stoic self-reliance, knows that hardship is his crucible, not his excuse. Embrace the weight, wield it, and let it shape you into a force that no storm can break. The path is yours. Walk it with fire in your veins. 8. Help is rarely free, the price is your autonomy. That outstretched hand seems kind, but the Sigma male's stoic instincts scream caution. Every favor carries a shadow, a string, a ledger, a subtle claim on your freedom. Help is rarely selfless. It's a transaction where kindness morphs into obligation and "I helped you" becomes a chain. The Sigma male learned this truth young, developing a visceral distrust of gifts that gleam too brightly. Generosity often hides a power play, a bid to create dependency or own a piece of your comeback. The helper's smile conceals a tally, their aid a down payment on your loyalty. Stoicism sharpens the Sigma's gaze, revealing the fine print before he signs. He'd rather crawl through hell alone than trade his autonomy for a savior's fleeting grace. Freedom is the Sigma male's highest currency, purchased with sweat and sacrifice, not bartered for with favors. He navigates life's labyrinth with his own calloused hands, knowing they're the only tools free of hidden interest. Stoic self-reliance is his compass, guiding him to reject dependence and forge his own escape, no matter the cost. Inspect every offer with cold precision. The Sigma male, anchored in stoic independence, knows that true help comes without strings and anything else is a trap. Trust your own strength, carve your own path, and let your autonomy be the unyielding core of your rise. Stay free, stay unbreakable. 9. Solitude isn't a mystique, it's your strategic imperative. Forget the brooding loner stereotype, Solitude for the Sigma male isn't a mood, it's a calculated choice. Stoicism reveals it as a fortress, a clean room where focus thrives, free from the chaos of unreliable allies. He's tasted the ash of betrayal, felt the collapse when a trusted bond failed under pressure. Solitude isn't his aesthetic, it's his survival, a shield against the variables that sabotage his mission. The Sigma male doesn't choose isolation to reject connection. He chooses it to protect his purpose. Leaning on the wrong person risks everything: his peace, his clarity, his progress. Stoic self-discipline drives him to curate his circle ruthlessly, admitting only those who've proven their steel in action, not words. Betrayal isn't a surprise, it's a lesson he's already internalized. This solitude is a crucible, a space where the Sigma male hones his mind, his body, his vision. It's where distractions die and resilience is forged, untainted by the noise of others' agendas. Stoicism fuels this clarity, urging him to guard his energy like a sacred flame, knowing it's the spark that powers his ascent. Embrace the power of solitude. The Sigma male, rooted in stoic focus, knows that his greatest victories are born in the quiet, where his mission burns brightest. Build your fortress, protect your flame, and let the world's chaos break against your unyielding will. Stay alone, stay unstoppable. 10. Your mind is the only contingency plan that never folds. When the world collapses, most scramble, panicking for lifelines that never answer. Not the Sigma male. Stoicism has forged his mind into a fortress, a war room where every disaster is already mapped. He's run the scenarios: betrayal, loss, chaos, while others were busy trusting fragile safety nets. His calm isn't luck, it's preparation, a mental blueprint built on the ashes of past failures. The Sigma male assumes silence from the world. He doesn't hope for rescue, he plans for abandonment, knowing it's not paranoia but pattern recognition. Every lifeline that failed, every promise that vanished, taught him to rely on the one constant: his own mind. Stoic rationality drives this self-trust, turning his thoughts into a machine that churns through chaos with eerie precision. This mental fortress is his edge. While others freeze, he's already 3 steps ahead, executing plans B through Z with cold efficiency. He doesn't pray for calm seas, he builds a ship that thrives in storms. Stoicism fuels this foresight, urging him to rehearse every collapse until fear becomes fuel and uncertainty becomes his playground. Trust your mind above all else. The Sigma male, anchored in stoic preparation, knows it's the only lifeline that never fails. Engineer your resilience, wargame your survival, and let your mental steel be the unyielding core of your rise. Stay sharp, stay unbreakable. 11. Spectators abound at the shipwreck. Lifeguards are mythical. The world loves a tragedy, not to save it but to watch it unfold. The Sigma male knows this truth in his bones. When you're sinking, the crowd gathers, not with ropes but with critiques, their fascination as cold as the waves. Stoicism strips away the illusion of rescue, revealing the passive cruelty of those who watch you drown and later judge your strokes. He expects this default, filing it as data, not despair. Messages go unanswered. Allies vanish. Excuses bloom like weeds. The Sigma male doesn't flinch at this silence. He anticipates it, using it to fuel his rise. Stoic resilience turns betrayal into a forge, hardening his boundaries into fortresses and his resolve into steel. He doesn't beg for lifeguards, he learns to breathe underwater, knowing the cavalry is a fairy tale. While others waste breath explaining their pain or pleading for help, the Sigma male moves. He builds his own raft, charts his own course, and rises not with gratitude for phantom saviors but with the cold, hard truth carved into his soul. No one is coming. Stoicism fuels this defiance, urging him to transform the void of support into the fire of self-reliance. Become your own lifeline. The Sigma male, forged in stoic clarity, knows the world's spectators will never save him, they'll only narrate his fall. Rise above their gaze, build your own empire, and let the silence of their absence confirm your truth. And no one is coming to save you. Become unbroken. You've just been armed with the unfiltered truth of the Sigma male's path. No one is coming to save you, and that's your greatest strength. Sigma male community is your forge, your guide, your unyielding source of wisdom to sculpt a life of ironclad resilience, stoic mastery, and unstoppable purpose. Take these lessons, carve them into your soul, and act on them today. Don't just watch. Become the man who thrives where others crumble, who builds empires where others only dream. If this fire stirred something in you, smash that like button to claim your place among the unbreakable. Drop a comment below, share your story, your struggle, your rise, and let's forge a brotherhood of warriors. If you're subscribed, turn on notifications to never miss a spark from this channel. Share this video with a Sigma brother who needs to hear it. This is Sigma Male Community, where we build men who don't wait for rescue, they become the storm. Stay unbreakable, stay sovereign, and let's rise together.